everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you are doing well. I took a small little hiatus from YouTube, but I am so happy to be back. I was recently in London, which London was great. London was everything, but it made me inspired. It made me inspired to want to talk about fall trends because these seasons are changing, unfortunately. It is what it is. I love fall fashion, but I can't stand the cold. I'm a little anxious, not gonna lie. Once the clocks go back, no, the mood is gonna change. But as I was saying, it got me inspired to talk about fall trends. And not necessarily the trends that I feel like we should be diving into or things that are worthy of diving into, but things that are not worthy of diving into. Trends that are not worth your money, trends that are not worth your closet space, okay? If you live in a city, you feel me, you have no closet space, I get you. Things that will come and they will quickly go. So let's talk about those trends that I don't think are worth your investment whatsoever. Now, I love a good trend, okay? If I like a trend that I know that it's not going to sustain itself, but I still love it, I will partake, okay? I will dabble where I need to. Dabble? What am I, a chicken? Anyways, that being said, if you love a trend but you know it's not going to last long term but you still love that trend, then wear it, okay? Don't listen to me. Wear what you want to wear. Life is short, the world is your runway. Wear it, okay? Who are you to listen to me? These are just trends that I think are not going to last and therefore are not worth your money long term. Trend number one, I'm going to be talking about the slipper. We all know that once the seasons change, okay, UGG gets their latest slipper out the door and is pushing those out, okay? Everyone loves a good UGG. I'm not talking about the UGG slippers. I'm talking about the hotel plaza-esque slipper that you wear outside. The Row is infamous for this. There's also many high street brands doing it now. Steve Madden, Jeffrey Campbell, you name it, there is a slipper shoe. The trend of this slipper will last you as long as the shoe will last you. You can't tell me that that shoe is gonna last you season to season to season. It's gonna last you one season tops. The slipper trend won't even last you to December, okay? By December, it'll be worn to the ground. That's how quick that trend will go. Now, similar to the slipper is the fuzzy footwear. We seem to have a resurgence of extremely fuzzy footwear. We've had, you know, in recent years, the Gucci mule with the Trump hair sticking out of it. We've had that. We've also had the fuzzy Hermes Oran sandals. Those are more, should I say, of a practical fuzz. We have since taken that by storm, okay? We have elevated the bar, unfortunately. We're talking about a full fuzzy shoe. It's simply impractical because how many times you're going to wear this fuzzy Sasquatch on your feet and expect the fuzzy Sasquatch to look pristine and perfect for a long period of time? This is a simply one season purchase and that's done. Can you even take those to the dry cleaners? I don't even want to know, okay? The next trend I want to talk about that is not worth your money is bubble skirts. Now, bubble skirts have been around since last year, I believe, and I wouldn't say that they are extremely popular. I do think it is dependent on where you live. I don't see it too much, but I do definitely see it, which brings me to think that it is definitely based on your preference. I don't think a bubble skirt is for everyone. It's not for me. However, I do actually like the bubble skirts on other people. Would I spend my own money on a bubble skirt myself? No, and I would not spend my own money on it simply because I know that this trend is going to come and go. There are certain trends that you can just tell that are just going to be a season trend and that's it. Many of the 2024 runways have featured elongated skirts, very large skirts as well. Marty actually just showed their collection in Milan and they actually had a skirt that looked almost like a ballet tutu. It was just going straight out practically. Now, the next trend I want to talk about is a trend that I think has become very popular. Almost to the point where we now see it everywhere, which is a good and potentially bad thing. Leopard everything. Leopard is seen absolutely everywhere. Shoes, handbags, clothing, which, you know, makes sense. I actually think leopard print on clothing is probably the best. I love a leopard print dress. It's giving very Lisa Rinna from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, if you watch that. I love leopard print when it is in the form of something grand and large, not necessarily an accessory, I think. However, I do love a leopard print belt. That's chic, fab. But when it comes to overload of a trend, I think it's important to take note and potentially take a step back. I think in a few years time when you have leopard everything, it might be a little bit of an overkill. You might regret how much you purchased in this one specific print or this one specific trend. I know I have many times. For example, I absolutely love Magda Butrym. It's a little bit outside my price range right now. Okay, we'll get there. But if I could have every single thing be a little floret detail, I absolutely would. I love little florets on the neck. I still wear that to this day. But it came to a point last year where I could buy absolutely everything that had a little floret detail. I had to take a step back. You know, not everything needs to have a floret, because in a couple years time, I'm gonna regret spending so much money on everything having a floret detailing to it. What I'm trying to get at is just be mindful of how much you're investing within a trend, and this goes with all trends, not really just necessarily for leopard print. I'm only bringing up leopard print because I think that we've seen so much of it within the past couple months. It's very easy to get caught up in a trend like leopard print because essentially it is a print and it is a neutral. It goes with everything, which just means that you can get consumed with leopard print very easily, okay? It goes with everything. It can be incorporated with anything. It looks great with anything. Trend number, what trend is this? 5, I believe it is. The workwear jacket. This jacket has been taken by storm. It's very Miu Miu-esque. I am talking about the beige, almost cargo jacket with the leather lapel, or sometimes it's corduroy as well. There's options on the luxe end, and there's definitely options on the more high street. There's H&M, Zara, Mango, you name it. Every store has a workwear jacket out right now. To me, it's giving Twilight Bella vibes. It's giving me early TNA workwear jacket vibes. I'll insert a photo here. This is the jacket I used to own back in the day. If you know, you know. Now, the thing with a workwear jacket, the jacket is actually great. The jacket is practical. You know, everyone I feel like could use a work-esque jacket. But do they really? I wouldn't necessarily say that the workwear jacket is a classic piece. I don't think we are going to see it long term. We'll definitely probably see it next winter or next fall, but I don't think after that 2026, 2027, it's going to be around. I could be wrong, and honestly, I do hope I'm wrong, because that just means another jacket to collect. I love jackets. Ugh. I could talk about jackets all day long. But I think something like a classic trench coat, a wool coat, even a bomber jacket will last you longer than this current workwear jacket. Mind you, I do think the workwear jacket is similar to the barber jacket, but not quite. Hear me out. The barber jacket to me is an English staple. It reminds me of the English countryside. But the English countryside, where it rains quite often, it makes sense why you would need the barber jacket. However, if you live in a hot climate like LA, I don't think the barber jacket is necessarily going to be a necessity. It's all going to be subjective on where you live. Similar to the workwear jacket. The workwear jacket and the barber jacket are somewhat similar, but I don't think they're going to be needed for everybody. Sheer organza. I'm talking about the organza that we see on the runway. Prada does this. Saint Laurent did this recently. Now, sheer clothing, or organza clothing, if you will, has actually been around for not just this fall, winter 2024. We had it last year as well. So this brings the question, is it worth investing in for the coming seasons? I would actually argue that if you do like a couple sheer pieces, then go for it. You know, why not? Why not experiment? Why not potentially go a little bit outside of your comfort zone? There is nothing wrong with going outside your comfort zone. That's the only way that you can learn, you can adapt, and you can understand your personal style. But if you love like a sheer top, or if you love a sheer skirt, I would go for it. I would go for about 1 to 2 pieces max, and that way you're at least stepping a little bit outside of your comfort zone. But would I buy it with the intention of this going to be a classic, long-lasting piece in my wardrobe? Probably not. So if the intention is to only have classic pieces in your wardrobe, then yes, I would stay away from the sheer pieces in your wardrobe. Now, considering that we are still in fashion month, it's pretty obvious that sheer is not going away. So I actually do think that you can still get away with obviously indulging in the trend, you know? Why not go for it? I mentioned this trend specifically last because this is probably the only trend that if you want to take a little bit of a risk, if you want to go a little bit outside of your comfort zone, this would be the trend to try. And that would conclude my trends that I feel like are not worth your money, trends that I feel like are not worth taking up space in that closet of yours. These are trends that I don't think I will be partaking in. I say I don't think so because never say never. If there's anything that I've learned, never say never. I have said so many times that I absolutely hate a trend, and then a year's time goes by and I absolutely love that trend. So I mean, who knows? You never know. It's also important to be mindful of these trends. You know, take into account your personal style, your day-to-day, the climate that you live in. If these trends can easily be adapted into your day-to-day, then by all means go for it. But if it's something that you have to work around for this certain trend, it's probably not worth your investment. That being said, wear what you want to wear what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, that's what matters most. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a fab day.